Well, today we're diving deep into what Dr. Mandell suggests might be that missing piece. The key to unlocking your body's natural fat burning potential, especially while you sleep. Our mission here is to really explore this simple, science-backed nighttime mix he talks about. Could it finally help shift you from that dreaded fat storage mode into a powerful fat burning and repair mode overnight?
That's the core idea.
And this isn't about punishment, right? Or some drastic, unsustainable measures. It's more about understanding and, supporting your body's own wisdom, offering a path to maybe feeling less bloated, having more energy, and finally seeing those changes you've been working so hard for.
Exactly. Working with the body, not against it.
So let's get into it. If you're waking up feeling sluggish, maybe even a bit heavier, even after what feels like a full night's sleep, what's happening? Dr. Mandell says our bodies should be shifting into fat burning and repair mode while we sleep. So why isn't that happening for so many people? What's going wrong?
Yeah, it's striking how often it comes down to key hormonal imbalances. They can completely derail that natural overnight process.
Yeah.
If your hormones are out of sync, like specifically if your cortisol level is too high at night, or maybe you're getting insulin spikes from evening snacks, or even if your liver is just a bit sluggish, your metabolism can essentially, shut down overnight.
Shut down? Wow.
Pretty much. And that leads directly to those symptoms you mentioned. Waking up bloated, feeling tired, maybe even heavier. The source is really clear on this. High cortisol at night. That equals fat storage, not fat burning. Your body just isn't getting the signal to let go of the fat.
That cortisol point is huge. So, knowing our bodies can get stuck in this storage mode at night, how does Dr. Mandell propose we actually, flip the switch?
Yeah.
What's in this natural drink, he suggests? And how do the ingredients specifically target these hormonal issues?
Right, exactly. And it's not just random stuff thrown together. It's like a metabolic symphony, you could say. Each ingredient is chosen to help shift your body from storing fat to actively burning it. So first up, there's matcha, just half a teaspoon.
Matcha, okay.
It contains these powerful compounds, EGCG, which stimulates something called thermogenesis. Basically, it gently raises your resting metabolism. Think of it like turning up your body's internal furnace just a little bit, enough to help melt fat while you're resting, but without making you feel jittery.
Gently raising it. I like that. Not like a huge jolt.
Exactly. Then there's cinnamon, specifically a quarter teaspoon of Ceylon Cinnamon. This is really important because it significantly improves insulin sensitivity.
Insulin sensitivity, right. We hear a lot about that.
Yeah, and for good reason. Think of insulin as like the key that unlocks your cells. If you have too much insulin hanging around insulin resistance, your fat cells stay locked. They hold onto their fat stores.
Ah, okay. Locked storage units.
Pretty much. By lowering that resistance, cinnamon helps your body become more willing to actually burn the stored fat, especially that dangerous visceral fat around your organs.
The stuff we really want to get rid of.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Next, apple cider vinegar. 1 tablespoon of raw ACV.
Okay, ACV. That's popular too.
It is. It helps by slowing down how fast your stomach empties. This means lower glucose spikes after eating, which helps prevent that late-night urge for the body to store fat. Plus, it seems to enhance the activation of your body's own cellular fat-burning switch.
Interesting. And the last one?
And finally, the juice of half a lemon. Simple, right? But lemon juice helps stimulate your liver's detoxification pathways, phase 1 and phase 2 enzymes. This helps your body process those fat-soluble toxins that can sometimes get trapped in fat cells, making them harder to break down and release.
So it's helping clear things out too.
Exactly. It supports the whole process.
Now, what makes this mix potentially really special, according to the source material, is its supposed ability to mimic GLP-1. Now, that name, GLP-1, might ring a bell for a lot of you listening because it's the target of those blockbuster weight loss drugs like Ozempic or Wegovy. So what's the connection here? How does a natural mix relate to that?
Yeah, this is a really crucial point, I think. It highlights how we can potentially support our body's natural systems. GLP-1 is this incredibly powerful hormone your body already makes. It naturally tells your brain you're full, it slows down digestion, helps your body release insulin properly, and improves blood sugar regulation overall.
So it does a lot of good things for weight management naturally.
Absolutely. All these actions naturally contribute to fat loss. So if you think about it, GLP-1 is kind of like your body's internal thermostat for fat burning. But for many people, maybe due to diet or stress, that thermostat gets stuck in the off position. This drink, with its synergistic ingredients, is suggested to gently help turn it back on.
Gently turn it back on. I like that analogy.
And going back to that locked storage unit idea for fat cells,
Right.
your hormonal keys, insulin, cortisol, and GLP-1, they all need to be in the right balance to unlock those units. This drink aims to help reset those signals, get the keys working properly again.
That's a really compelling way to put it, especially comparing it to these GLP-1 drugs everyone's talking about. Are there maybe common misunderstandings people might have when they hear mimics GLP-1? Like, how is this natural approach different from a pharmaceutical one? What should people keep in mind?
That's a really important question. The key difference is in the how, the mechanism. Pharmaceutical GLP-1 drugs, the agonists, they essentially force your body into a state of really high GLP-1 activity. This often leads to rapid, significant weight loss, sure, but it can also come with side effects for some people.
Right, you hear about those.
This natural mix, on the other hand, is suggested to work with your body. It's more about nudging and supporting your own internal systems to naturally produce and use GLP-1 more effectively. And importantly, it's also helping balance those other key players like insulin and cortisol at the same time. So it's like gentle persuasion, a recalibration, rather than a forceful override.
A recalibration. Okay, so we've got these powerful ingredients, this hormonal symphony, the GLP-1 connection, but, and this is crucial, Dr. Mandell is very clear, this isn't some kind of magic bullet. He explicitly says it won't overwrite your poor habits. What's the bigger picture here? What else needs to be in place?
Yes, absolutely crucial. The profound truth is fat loss is holistic. It really is. There's simply no drink, no pill, no anything that will work long-term if you're consistently eating junk, not getting enough good sleep, or living under constant unmanaged stress. It just won't happen.
The foundations have to be there.
Exactly. You have to prioritize getting sufficient quality sleep. You need to actively find ways to reduce chronic stress. And avoiding foods that inflame your gut and send your blood sugar on a roller coaster is key. Remember that high cortisol point. High cortisol at night means fat storage, period.
Right. Back to cortisol.
So things like relaxing before bed, dimming the lights, maybe putting away screens an hour or two before sleep. These things all work synergistically with the drink. They create the right environment internally and externally for your body to actually do its repair and fat burning work.
It really is fascinating how interconnected it all is. We focus so much on diet and exercise during the day, but that nighttime hormonal state, often totally overlooked.
Completely.
So, okay, someone's listening, they're intrigued, they want to try this. What are the practical steps? How do you actually make this drink? And maybe realistically, how soon might someone expect to notice any changes?
Okay, practicality. It's actually very straightforward to make. You just mix half a teaspoon of matcha tea powder, a quarter teaspoon Ceylon cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, and the juice of half a lemon.
Got it. Matcha, cinnamon, ACV, lemon.
That's it. Combine all those in about 1 cup of warm water. Not boiling, just warm. Stir it up really well, and then just sip it slowly. Make it part of a relaxing wind-down routine.
Sip it slowly. Okay, what about taste? ACV can be strong.
It can be, yeah. If you find the taste a bit too tart or strong, the suggestion is you can add just a small touch of raw honey or maybe a little stevia or monk fruit, your preferred natural sweetener, just to balance it out.
Okay, good tip. And when should you drink it?
The recommendation is about 30 minutes before you plan to go to bed.
30 minutes before bed. And results. I know it's not magic, but what's a reasonable time frame?
Dr. Mandell suggests giving it a consistent try for about 2 to 3 weeks. That's when you might start noticing some of those real changes. Things like maybe reduced belly bloat when you wake up, perhaps fewer nighttime cravings for snacks, potentially deeper, more restful sleep, and maybe more stable energy the next morning. Subtle shifts at first, usually.
2 to 3 weeks for potential shifts like less bloat, better sleep, more energy. Okay, that sounds reasonable. So thinking bigger picture again. This isn't just about the physical ingredients, is it? It sounds like it's also about sending a signal to the body. What's the sort of the deeper message this nightly ritual sends? And why is that signal so important for making lasting change?
That's exactly it. The real power potentially isn't just the compounds themselves, but the hormonal signal this nightly habit sends. It's like you're telling your body, okay, you're safe now. The day is done. It's time to repair. It's time to burn fuel efficiently, not store it.
Safe to repair, not store. I like that.
Every time you have this drink, consistently, you're gently nudging your system back towards balance. You're helping lower that nighttime cortisol, improving how your insulin works, and naturally supporting that GLP-1 hormone we talked about, the one that helps unlock stubborn fat. And this approach, it contrasts sharply with maybe expensive medications that can sometimes feel like they're forcing your biology into submission. This method's about working with your body.
Supporting what it already knows how to do.
Precisely. Supporting the very hormones your body already has and knows how to use. It leads to this idea that fat loss doesn't have to start with punishment or extreme restriction. It can start with internal permission. When your hormones shift into a better balance, your body becomes more willing to release the fat it's been holding on to, sometimes for years.
Willing to release it.
Yeah, it effectively helps to retrain your hormonal blueprint. It teaches your body over time to prioritize fat burning as its default state during rest, rather than clinging to those reserves. And that's where the potential for real, lasting change comes in, where fat loss can actually happen quietly while you sleep.
That whole concept, fat loss happening quietly while you sleep, that's really quite empowering, isn't it? It shifts the focus from constant struggle to more of a supportive partnership with our own bodies.
It really does change the perspective.
So just to wrap up our deep dive today, the key takeaway seems to be that true, sustainable fat loss often comes from working with your body, sending it the right signals, supporting its hormonal balance, especially during that crucial overnight period. It's about aiming for a gentle reset, not necessarily more suffering or drastic measures.
Well said.
And that leaves us with a final thought to ponder. If your body might have been waiting for a specific signal, like the one this mix potentially provides, to start releasing what it's been holding on to, what other subtle signals might we be missing in our daily routines? Signals that could potentially unlock even more profound shifts in our overall health and well-being. Something to think about.